also got something new in the new uniform. I know that's been the big buzz going around. We talked a little bit about it with Mike and Shane and their feels for it. But yeah, so I know kind of we've talked with you some and talked about why, but why this design and why do you feel the Stadium Series logo is so kind of beloved by fans?
Yeah, so I didn't even mention that. Kind of shows you where the start of the season was when I came in, because this was, I think, week 2 of me on the job of trying to get this across the finish line, because this was finalized last July, so shortly after I came in, and then pushed through. One, I love the Stadium Series.
Mm-hmm.
This shirt we sold in the store last year, so I think if you look back on things, there were a lot of things that might have been hat tips or little
Easter eggs.
Easter eggs, if you look back. I think this logo is one that our team, including Tom Dunn, didn't really like from a standpoint of it's a slightly different take on our primary logo.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way it pops off the white. And then we felt the same with kind of the Strut and Stormy. This is a popular mark that I think everybody inside our organization has loved. And it's been interesting. We've been trying to find a way to work it into the uniform set. And I like it. I think, if you talk to Tom, it's one of those where he always wants to push the envelope. I don't think he even thought this was taking it too far. And then, some people in the league think that this is wild that we have, quote unquote, a mascot on our shoulder. So, I think we like to push edges and try to find those boundaries. And I think this uniform set tried to do that.
I do think the Strut and Stormy, it kind of ties into the kind of the football, the college feel to it. So like, I guess it doesn't make sense around the league because that's not really their tie. But here, I mean, we've got like the Wolfpack Stadium's like right there, and like everyone understands like it really is a big college town, and that's where we draw from a lot. So I think that's another reason why everyone loves him because he's not, and he's not an allegiant to one school or another. He's the Canes.
Completely. And, I've said this before, but you've got, NC State, UNC, Duke, ECU. They all have kind of a mascot look mark like this. And so I thought it was great. Actually, Dan was the idea behind it. I found a great artist who created this. I bought 2 of these T-shirts when I was a fan. And it's one of those things that no matter where you wear it, people are like, oh, that's cool. What is that? And I think you gravitate towards that. And I think when you do some of these things, it's like music. If you play country, some people are like, oh, that's my favorite, and you nailed it. So you're like, I hate country. It is the worst.
Yep.
And those people might live together, right? So like, it's always just a fun combo.
Last question on that too.
Can you guys figure out your mic situation here?
He wants.
Well, I would like to say something, but it's her show.
No, okay. My last question before we really should have had 3 mics.
Marginally paid in.
When he becomes a better paid intern, we'll have 3 mics.
Okay.
Last question, and I don't know if this is something that's considered too. I know with this one, a lot with the previous jerseys, we had the like kind of storm, like the flags on it a little bit more dominantly. I know we have it kind of on the like C of the captain, but was there any thought to it not being on like the bottom or like a little bit less focused, or was it just kind of just because the Stadium Series didn't have it as much?
Yeah, I think it was more of the way that this almost became. We kept trying to play with different elements, and we looked at a couple of those pieces, but it kept coming back towards, okay, what about just a true inverse of the Stadium Series, so that there's this kind of cool tie to your point earlier, local college, local football climate with tailgating, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. And I think, if you ask Tom down, I think there's a thought of trying to have 3 different sets. So like you kind of have a red jersey currently that has that in it. You kind of have different looks. It's muted, it's more pronounced in some. And I think this one is a 3rd set that can stand on its own.
Yeah. I mean, in person, I do highly recommend everyone to go to the store and see it in person, because in person, everything really pops.
So are you saying that before you weren't sure?
No, I liked it already. I was just saying in person, like, everyone's going to judge by pictures on the internet. Yeah. But in person, I'd like it even more.
No, I am dead wrong. I told you before when I saw you outside of the podcast, I was iffy on them. Seeing them in person, they're a lot better than the pictures show.
So I just have to one by one get people into my office and show it to them in person.
Yes, your office
and convert
specifically.
Them. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, get into the pro shop, see them. They're looking great. If you if you're able to hit a road game, they're going to look great on the guys there too. So I was certainly wrong on that.
I will say this, and I won't call out Rod for this, but maybe Rod said this to me. Even before he even saw it, he's like, why do we have to change? And I was like, well, it's been 6 years. And he was like, said a couple other things. And he was like, you know what? I didn't like the other ones when they came out either. He's like, I think it's just change. And I think that's that way for a lot of people. Change is different. And so then you kind of get used to it. And then in a handful of years, maybe you're a staunch defender if you aren't today. But the cool thing is this jersey has sold really well. And if you haven't been to the Carolina Pro Shop, I think some of the supporting merch, I think is some of my favorite merch that we've put out. A lot of the white and cream shirts and stuff with the red and black logos. It looks clean. You can wear it to work. Like it's more versatile, which is kind of cool.
So, question for you: Rod tells you how to do your job sometimes. You ever tell Rod how to do his job?
Not a chance.
I would love to see how that goes.
Have you seen Rod? No way.
Quite a large man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I'll reiterate when we talked about this a little bit on the previous episode, but it's the change aspect of it, because, like I said, for a while we had those red jerseys, and everyone was like, okay, we're good. We like those, and then finally everyone was like, okay, something new, and we changed it up. We got those blacks thrown in there, and everyone loved the black ones, and we're like, oh, we're gonna go with these more, and everyone's like, no, we want the reds back. And it's like, you just love these until we said we're gonna do it more, and then we bring in the whites, the old whites, and you get who did the diagonal first. Well, and then
only one team apparently can do that. So.